Nano Banana has 11 foundational capabilities that covers almost any use case that you need. I've been testing these since Nano Banana came out a week ago, and I'll walk you through each capability with the exact copy and paste prompt templates that I use and show you a very simple framework that turns inconsistent results into professional results every single time. These 11 capabilities are the most versatile, beginner-friendly, and flexible for almost every use case. Each one builds on the previous one, providing exponential power if you combine them. So stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have a systematic approach instead of guessing what works. Now let's start with some foundational techniques that makes all these capabilities work better. So these foundational techniques are what I like to call prompt enhancers. So I found that with every successful prompt that I sent out, if I add at least one of these enhancers, then the results are just way better. So we have flexibility enhancers and consistency enhancers. So for flexibility enhancers, you basically say what you want to change. For example, edit the characteristics of the person to fit X. So this can be as simple as edit the appearance of the person to fit the overall aesthetics. Or what I've found also works well if I want the images to blend better and more naturally, I just say with natural lighting and realistic placement. So for example, turn this person into a medieval knight with natural lighting and realistic placement. And I found that works better than just saying turn this person into a medieval knight. Now, the other one is consistency enhancers. So we tell Nano Banana what we want to preserve. So it's as simple as saying keep the same X, keep the same outfit, keep everything else the same, etc. The list goes on, and of course, the more specific you are, the better your results will be. So you can even say change the color of this man's shirt, but keep the logo on the shirt the same. And Nano Banana is usually very good with following instructions. And another pro tip is to combine a flexibility enhancer with a consistency enhancer in your prompts. So you can say, transform this person into a medieval knight, edit their appearance to fit the overall aesthetic with natural lighting and realistic placement. So that's the flexibility enhancer. And keep their face recognizable and keep everything else the same. So that's the consistency enhancer. But of course, sometimes even with an enhanced prompt like this, you would still have to regenerate to get the result that you want. So always keep that in mind. So now that you have these foundational enhancers that improve every capability, let's start diving into the 11 capabilities that will basically cover almost every creative need that you have. The first one, and I think you've seen this all over the internet, are the identity and character transformations. So this is basically transforming people's identity while maintaining their recognizable appearance. And by the way, for each capability, you would find a simple copy-paste prompt or template here. So for this example, it's just saying transform this person to the type that you want and keep their face recognizable. So really the possibilities are endless here, right? In this case, I transform myself into an astronaut, to a baker, to a wizard, to anything else you can imagine. And it's really super cool because it does keep the face recognizable. And yeah, I mean, this is me. This is me. I mean, a more handsome version of me, but it is kind of similar to how I really look like based on this photo I provided. So really, you can use this for anything. You can use it for social media content, if you're running some personal branding experiments where you want to like pose as different characters. You can use this for thumbnail creation, which I'm actually testing out now, and even for storytelling visuals, where if you want to be the main character of your story, of course we all want that, then you can just use Nano Banana to create those stories with you as a knight, fighting the dragon, saving the princess, all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? And this becomes super powerful if you combine it with background changes. So let's say you have an image like this with a plain background, and Nano Banana gives you the updated image, but it's still in a plain white background. Then you can use Nano Banana's background change capabilities to really dial in the image that you want. So identity transformation opens up a whole range of possibilities. But what if you want to change the artistic style while keeping the subject consistent? Then that's where we go to style and effect application. So Nano Banana can apply artistic styles, visual effects, and aesthetic transformations to any image. So you can just take any image you want and say apply the style or effect to this image while maintaining and whatever it is you want to maintain. In most cases, this would be the subject of the image. Like in this example, I took this image of a samurai and I told Nano Banana to turn this into a Van Gogh style, which it gave this. Or I took this image of a man watching TV and then I said, apply the Simpson style to this image and it gave me this. Again, this is super cool because you can basically take any image that you have and apply any artistic style that you want. So style and effect applications are perfect for creative projects, but now let's move into more practical applications, starting with background or environment control. So Nano Banana also has the capability to change the background or environment of the image. So this allows you to completely modify settings, locations, weather, atmospheric conditions, and so on. So you can simply say change the background to environment/condition and keep the person the same. And you can even say keep the lighting the same or use natural lighting fit for a cave. And this is what it gave me. You can see that the lighting on this image is completely different from this image. And these are the examples I have. So I said change this image so that the man is in the middle of a storm. I said put this man in the top of a mountain or inside a cave or even in the middle of a field in a medieval setting. And it all did those wonderfully. So you can combine this with the identity transformation and you can basically create almost any photo of yourself that you want. So you can turn yourself into a Japanese samurai and then put yourself in the middle of an 18th century battle. So background control is pretty cool. It allows you to handle the big picture and the setting perfectly, but sometimes you just need to add specific objects to the image. And that's where capability 4 comes in, which is object placement. This capability allows you to add objects to scenes with automatic lighting, shadow, and color harmonization. In this case, we have a picture of a driveway here, and I just basically asked Nano Banana to put a luxury car in the middle of this driveway. If I'm just looking at this image, I won't even know that this was just artificially added by AI. And you can also merge two images together. I took a picture of this vase and a picture of these flowers, and I basically said add the flowers to the empty vase, and this is the result that it gave me. So these are the flowers and this is the vase. So this has a ton of applications in the business context, right? If you have an e-commerce brand, you can just place your product in whatever setting you want. You can create lifestyle photos, marketing campaigns, maybe even something like real estate staging, where if you have an empty room, you can place different kinds of furniture to really see what the space would look like with a furniture theme. And it will really work because the objects would really look like they were part of the original image. Like, I mean, look at this one, right? This is the driveway, and then this is the one with the car. And it just looks great. So what's coming next are more advanced techniques and capabilities that further expand what you can do with Nano Banana. The object placement capability handles individual items brilliantly. But what if we need to rearrange or organize the entire composition itself? Well, Nano Banana can also do that with aesthetic arrangement and styling capabilities. So what I've found is it can also transform any content arrangement for better aesthetic presentation and visual appeal. You can tell it to arrange and style this content type, for example, like food or product photography, for improved aesthetic presentation with better composition and visual appeal. Appeal. For this type of capability, I found it works best if we add some sort of flexibility enhancer, like feel free to change the entire composition of the photo, and then we get results like this. So I have a boring picture of food here. Not boring. It actually looks pretty tasty, but it doesn't look good at all, right? It's not aesthetic. So I fed Nano Banana this image, gave it this prompt, and it turned it into this. You can see we have the potatoes here, the egg here, and the piece of bacon here, and it even has the fork here. Right? Now, for more practical and useful business applications, we also have this product photo. That's bad. I don't even know why this product photo was taken this way. But we can basically use this capability to turn this into this. So now this just looks more professional and you can actually put it on your website if you're selling this product. So instead of this one being at the forefront, Nano Banana edited it so it's now in the background and it's displaying the shoe. Well, it actually says shampoo, but let's just assume that this is some shoe shiner, right? I mean, these internet examples are weird, but I think you get the point. Now let's get into generative fill and expansion. So this capability allows you to fill empty areas or expand image boundaries. So for this example, we have the picture of an empty wall, and I just asked Nano Banana to fill the wall with artwork and to match the lighting and the aesthetics of the room. And it gave me this. Looks great. Or we have this picture of a white background, and I said put this man inside a boxing gym, and we had this result. It's kind of close to the background change capability, but the reason why I put it here is because this background was completely blank. So I asked it to generate a background from scratch. Now we're really moving into more of the advanced capabilities that used to require like professional photo editors or software to do. And of course, we start with multi-image blending, which allows you to combine multiple separate images into one cohesive scene. So for this example, I have a picture of me, a Viking, and the witch. And I said, put these three people into an image. And this is what I got. So for these cases, I found that it's helpful to be super detailed. So you can just say, combine these images. And then from there, you have to describe how to blend them together. Like for this example, I said, put this man inside a coffee shop while wearing this shirt and drinking from this cup. Nano Banana again did that beautifully over here. So this is a game changer really, because this multiplies the power of the other capabilities we talked about, where you can generate characters or multiple characters and then generate a background and then put all those characters into the background you generated. So multi-image blending really has unlimited possibilities. Your imagination is basically the limit. Now let's get into more specific but still cool use cases like object or material transformation. So this is super cool because you can modify objects like furniture or textures and materials while maintaining the overall scene and subject integrity. So you can just tell Nano Banana to change this object, like in this case, table, to a new material or style and keep everything else the same. Like for this table, I said change the table to have a marble top and it gave me this. Or I said change this cotton shirt into a colorful knitted shirt and it gave me this result. So this is great because you can actually test a lot of real world capabilities with this one. For example, you want the exact same sofa or at least the same dimensions of a sofa and you're planning to get a new one, but you want to see first how it would look like if the sofa was leather instead of like some soft material. I don't know. So you can just take the photo of the sofa from your living room and then ask Nano Banana to change this to a leather sofa. Then you can already see the aesthetic of it before you make the big purchase. Next capability is text and typography, which is actually pretty funny because this is about text and typography and I have a freaking typo here. Typography. So yeah, Nano Banana should have created these slides, right? But okay, so basically Nano Banana is super good with text and you can add, edit, or enhance text elements with perfect consistency and it looks super natural. So here we have my favorite sauce of all time, which is Mang Tomas. If you're from the Philippines or if you're Filipino, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the GOAT. So it says Mang Tomas all around Sarsa. So what I said here was change the text Mang Tomas to Terence Tomas and change the text all around Sarsa to my favorite Sarsa. And Nano Banana did it wonderfully. So you can see it kept the image the same. The budget pack is still here. The logo is intact. Even the cut here is still here. So it can really surgically edit the text in an image and integrate it naturally. So for business use cases, the possibilities are again endless. I know I sound like a broken record here, But really, your imagination is the limit of what you can do. It's super exciting that these tools are now as good as they are, because when I was starting out with AI image generation, this was impossible. And you're just better off editing the image from scratch using Photoshop or whatever. So again, this stacks on all of the other capabilities. I mean, if you remember this restaurant quality image that we created earlier, now you can just add text here for basically like the name of your restaurant. And then there you go, you have a product photo for your restaurant. Or you can change the photo of this here or this to shoe shine. Image would make more sense because you're not putting shampoo on a shoe, but instead you're putting shoe shine, right? So another cool capability Nano Banana has is color adaptation. And for businesses, this would be brand color adaptation, right? So it can adapt the content to match the specific colors that you want to give it. In this example, we have this neutral colored living room. And I said I want it to be blue and white like our brand colors. Then it gave me this. Or I want it to be black and gold. Then it gave me this. So the prompt again here is super simple. You can just say change all colors to match brand colors or any colors you want while maintaining the visual impact. Nano Banana does it beautifully. And again, this can tie with any other thing we covered, right? For example, you generate a picture of yourself as a medieval knight, but the armor color is off. You want black armor with gray trim, but instead what Nano Banana gave you was gray armor with green trim. Then you can just simply use this capability and update the color. And the last capability, and I'm sure you've seen this all around social media as well, is photo repair and enhancement. So it allows you to just fix and improve the overall quality of the image. So these are some images I got off of Google. So this one is just old and it's broken, and this one is grayed and uncolored. And Nano Banana was very easily able to fix this into these images over here. So I encourage you to mix and match these techniques to get the specific results that you want. Because again, I sound like a broken record, but really, this tool is awesome and your imagination is basically the limit. So the reason why I decided to make this capabilities video instead of specific use cases is I want you to start looking at AI tools in the capability standpoint instead of just specific use cases with specific copy and paste prompts. And if you want more videos like this where I focus on foundations versus specifics, then make sure to like and subscribe and watch this video over here.